Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, looking at your connection between you and the person that you are dealing with and are needing to learn the most from right now. We'll be pulling for all three sides of the connection, so we'll look at your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it. The concept being that there are three sides to every story. So we're looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level unbiased truth in the middle. This middle section we'll be looking at what is the deeper purpose of the connection and the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. Friendly reminder that these are general readings and they are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and to leave what does not. On that note, and especially if you're a cross watcher, just know that this whole reading can be reversed. If that is the case for you, that is totally fine and totally normal. Again, the point is to take what helps and leave what doesn't. Last thing is that any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. All right, Sagittarius, we're going to jump on in and we're going to start with looking at overall energy for your energy toward this person, their energy toward you, and the truth of the connection with oracle cards. And then we will dive deeper into the reading with tarot as we progress. So let's first start with your side of this connection toward the person you're dealing with and are needing to learn the most from right now. Your energy toward this person, Sagittarius. Redacted. Reciprocity with dream come true. This connection is one that I feel has felt very special and different to you. On the bottom, you have interference here. It's one that has felt very special and different to you. One that you see a lot of potential in. One that you that has maybe made you feel a way that you've never really experienced before. Like this feels deep. However, it feels like you see that there's something, or you see as if there's something in the way of blocking this connection from fully developing into its full potential, because there is a lack of reciprocation here. So I feel like there's a genuine desire on your part to make things work, to bring things into fruition, but it just feels as if you're not receiving what it is that you need from this person in order to get there. Now, I also feel with this redacted card, there might be a part of you that is kind of hiding how you're really feeling, maybe fear of pushing this person away. Maybe you have tried to speak up, but it made them, maybe it was something that created, conflict in the connection. So it kind of feels that you're at this place where you desire where this connection could go, and you're hoping one day you get there, but you are in a place right now where I feel like you're viewing this connection as blocked, or as not being able, or not in a place to fully step into, this connection isn't in a place to fully step into its potential because of something. I mean, with this interference card, I don't know what it is. All right, this person's energy toward you. One more. Person's energy toward you, Sagittarius. So what's going on here? Growth. Oh, connection. So what's the problem? Where's the blockage? Hang on, give me just a second. I want to get one more card here. Feels like a specific card too. Oh, ego. Oh, that was the one. You also had passion come out. Where's the blockage? Blockage is ego. Okay. This person has really strong feelings for you too. I feel like the intensity around their emotion is definitely, it matches yours. I feel like you both have, a view of the potential of this connection. However, I do feel as if this person is struggling with ego quite a bit, making decisions from ego, making choices from ego. And that can look like a lot of different things. Choosing what, material endeavors over heart endeavors. The ego's primary goal is survival, and its goal is to keep us alive, right? So it's going to make decisions that align with what it knows it can survive. And a lot of times when we're making decisions from ego, we aren't allowing ourselves to be vulnerable. So in any kind of connection, when there is, ego-driven decisions being made, then we're not fully allowing ourselves to experience the depth of that connection. And I feel like that's what's happening with this person. I think that the feelings are real and they're genuine, but this connection doesn't have the ability to grow past where this person is willing to meet you right now. And I think that that's where the biggest blockage is. But yeah, the feelings are there and they're strong. And I think because the growth card was it's a need for growth, It's almost like, this person is meeting you where they're at right now, but where they're at isn't what you need and what you deserve. But I also feel like you're really holding out for that potential that you do feel and see. All right, truth between you and this person, Sagittarius. Synchronicity. Divine timing. It's saying, and then sparks. This card, synchronicity, is 44, and divine timing is 11, 1. So that was just interesting. You could be seeing 444, 111, angel numbers, because the sparks card's also a 4. But I also see like 411 as in like information trying to be brought to the surface. This connection, I feel like, is something that is very powerful for both people involved. And there is this aspect of divine timing in work at both of your love lives to align you with the love that you do deserve. Divine timing isn't a specific date and time. It's not, oh, this is when it's going to happen. It's about alignment. And when I say like this, it's going to happen, at this time, what I mean is aligning with the love that you deserve, whether it is in this person or not. I don't necessarily know where this is trying to go, but I definitely feel Spirit is saying there is a deeper purpose to this connection and the way that things are playing out to help lead you closer to the love that you deserve. That's what I feel like is coming through here. So let's dive in a little bit more, because that's going to be interesting to figure out, what it is that this connection is trying to bring to the surface. So overall theme of this reading for Sagittarius. It's like the feelings are mutual, but it's almost like the effort isn't. There are regrets. Interesting. Whoa. It is worth it. That's not saying what I think it is it? Underlying motive, someone is unhappy. It's interesting because the feelings are mutual, but the way that they're acting doesn't align with that, right? Kind of like what I was saying. The feelings are there, the effort isn't. And I feel like it's interesting because it's almost as if this person does have regrets regarding the way that they have shown up in this connection. I feel like they do recognize that you are deserving of more than what they do provide and how they do show up. I feel like there is this energy of unhappiness in where you're at. I feel like you're not unhappy with the way things are, but I also feel like they're not happy with the way that things are. But I also feel as if they're the ones kind of putting this connection in this situation for whatever reason. And I don't know if it's distance or separation or a place of argument, like just like there's this lack of peace. There's this lack of, alignment here. So I don't know where this is taking us. I think that you really see this as, potentially being worth it should it grow to that potential. But I also feel at this time, you're in this energy of not being, happy or feeling good about where the connection is at. So I'm confused. I'm confused about what's going on. I'm confused about this person's energy because it's almost like they feel one thing, but then the decisions that they're making are going completely against how it is that they're actually feeling. So it's like that doesn't line up, right? All right, let's start Sagittarius with your energy toward them. Interference with dream come true. Whoa. 10 of Cups in reverse. Unfulfilled expectations. I feel like you had certain expectations of this connection, whether they were expectations that, like that this person painted for you, or expectations that you kind of gathered based on how this connection felt initially. 7 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, but unfulfilled expectations. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense with being clarified by the 5 of Cups right underneath it. A lot of disappointment regarding how this has unfolded. The High Priestess and the Justice in reverse. Yeah, okay. With the Judgment here. You have a right to desire the things that you want in this connection. And I almost feel like a part of you is starting to second guess whether or not you can have what it is that you're wanting because you're in this place of not receiving it and have been for so long. And it almost feels to you as if like you're in this position of almost feeling really trapped because, having something that feels so good and so filled with so much potential, but then being in a place where you don't get to experience that potential, I feel like puts you in this place of it feeling really unfair, right? It's almost as if, you saw what you could have and then, experiencing that, then being like not being able to have that, I feel like is something that has been really challenging for you. But it's not that you can't have it, okay? What you desire is absolutely still very possible for you, but there is a cycle here. There's a cycle in this connection. There's a cycle that is blocking you and this person from the love that they deserve. And I don't necessarily know what it is yet. But I do feel that the way that things have unfolded in this connection have been very unfair to you. I think that just based on what I can see, with this Justice in reverse, there is this energy of feeling, at the end of the day, pretty screwed over. I feel like also with this Judgment card, you saw this person through the lens of who you saw that they could be. And I feel the person that they've shown up as is not the person that you thought that they were, or they are that person, but they're not capable of fully being that person, if that makes sense. So I feel like, I don't want to say you feel, the word that keeps coming to mind is bamboozled, where it's like you were promised one thing and then given another. But I guess that could be kind of how you feel. And I think that there's also this part of you that's wondering if you're ever going to be able to have what it is that you saw as the potential in this connection. And, in this High Priestess energy, I feel like intuitively, it's like intuitively there is a deeper purpose to this connection, to you and this person meeting, and you are right about that. And I think that as as we move through this reading, I think we'll uncover a little bit more of what that looks like. But I also feel that Spirit is asking you to keep an open mind about the perspective that you're taking on when it comes to this connection and its purpose in your life. Because you do deserve what you desire. That's really important for you to know. You do deserve what you desire. And I feel like it's just so complicated for you because you're like, I know that, and I know that this could be that, but their behavior and their decisions are keeping us from that. So let's dive in a little bit more. Let's dive into where this person is at. Ego with connection. This person's energy toward you. And then, yeah, there's this part of you almost that's like, I don't know, almost like afraid. I don't want to say afraid to stand up for what you deserve, but I feel like you know, there's such a desire for this connection to work that it makes it harder for you to set boundaries. It's like this person has an effect on you that connections usually don't. So it's almost like you've put up with a lot more than you usually would because of that potential that you see, which, you know, that makes sense. This person's energy toward you, let's see. Also, I'm doing this reading right before lunch, so you might hear my stomach growling. I was hearing it growling before I started this reading. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Knight of Cups in reverse. I don't know what this person did. But hang on. Okay, this is interesting. So this could be a connection in separation, for sure. Or like, just not currently in a good place. There might not be a full separation. Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Cups in reverse, Four of Pentacles in reverse, the Five of Pentacles, and the Fool. So they know, to be honest, like it's not, I don't know what this person did. I don't know how they behaved. And to be honest with you, I don't really feel like that is for me to know. I think, you know, Spirit shows me what I need to know the most to relay certain messages to you. So, you know, as a collective reading and just in general, like, I don't feel like that's honestly really any of my business. But whatever they did, whatever happened here, you got really screwed over, okay? There's no doubt about that. Because we saw the justice, you got really screwed over here in this situation. And I feel as if this person recognizes that, oh, this is complicated. Okay, this person recognizes that they made mistakes. They're very aware of it. And, you know, with the Ace of Pentacles, with the Fool here, I feel as if they do very much want a second chance. I feel as if they want to make things work here, as if they want to, you know, be able to reach that potential as well. But, and this is a big but, okay? People show up to the extent of their capacity. You know, people give and receive love to the extent in which they are capable of it. And that, you know, is determined by a whole lot of different factors. How somebody has dealt with their own trauma, whether somebody has done the healing and the work on themselves, whether somebody is aware of ego-driven decisions and starts to make heart-driven ones instead, or soul-driven decisions, you know, the extent to which somebody loves themselves, you know, the extent to which somebody has met themselves on a deep level. All of these things determine the capacity to which, you know, somebody is capable of giving and receiving love. Now, the thing about where this person is at is they have a desire, but they have horrible execution. The execution of, you know, it's I have this desire for things to work with Sagittarius, the execution is, I am not in a place in my mental, emotional, spiritual world to be able to give and receive love in a healthy way. Now, they might not be aware of this piece. They're only aware of this piece, right? And that's what the ego does. The ego drives us into decisions that keep us stuck in not having the thing that we desire. So you hear it all the time in life and in relationships, people who are sabotaging things that are very good for them or sabotaging opportunities or whatever. It's not because they want certain things to fail or because they don't care about it. It's because they don't believe they're worthy and deserving of it. So this comes through a lot in relationships. When somebody doesn't believe they're worthy and deserving of love, they kind of screw it up. And I actually can relate to this. I used to be before my spiritual journey, before I did any healing, before I really had grown at all, I was somebody who I very much blocked myself from having the love that I deserved. I pushed people away. I was very unhealthy. I made really unhealthy choices that both harmed myself and others. And I've dealt with all of the shame and guilt around that. But I don't mention it because I'm proud of it. I mention it because I get it. And when I was in those spaces and making those decisions, I wasn't doing it because I didn't care about others. In fact, I cared about the people that I was in relationships with so much. I just didn't care a whole lot about myself. Which is funny because, a lot of people think selfishness is a form of caring about oneself too much. Selfishness often stems from somebody, because we treat people how we value ourselves, right? So when people harm other people, it's typically because they don't believe they're worthy of good things. And I think that that's a lot of where this person is sitting. I have a dog hair. In this connection is they have this desire to make things work, but they haven't done the work to be able to show up for this connection in a healthy way. So they do things that are very unfair to you. They make decisions, self-sabotaging decisions that don't align with you, and also don't align with them. And I think that that's maybe the thing that you're seeing is the interference, is you're like, if this person would just make healthier choices or stop doing these things or do this or whatever, things could be so good. And you are probably right about that, okay? And that might be the hardest part, is you are probably right about that. But the thing is, in order for somebody to truly be able, and I say this from experience, in order for somebody to truly change and to truly show up in alignment with their highest good, there has to be a lot of shadow work that is done. Because right now, this person is being driven by their shadow. They're making wounded-driven decisions that push them into wounded patterns. So they're pushing away the very thing that they desire. They might want a second chance, but the thing is, the cycle would just repeat. Because if this person isn't capable of, if this person hasn't changed, if they haven't done any of the work, if they're not, open to understanding why they make certain decisions, facing, the shadow around that and making, choosing to opt for healthier decisions, especially in the midst of being triggered, that's what healing is, right? It's responding differently to our triggers and to the stimulus around us. If they don't make those decisions, if they're not doing that work, they're going to make the exact same decisions. It's like you can, and this is a silly example, but it's like you can sign up for a marathon, right? And say you're like, I really want to run this marathon, but you do absolutely no training. You don't take care of yourself. You show up on marathon day, you fail. Right? You can sign up for another marathon. You can say, okay, I want another chance. You can sign up for another one. But if you still don't do the work, you're going to fail again, right? You don't just show up all of a sudden on one day as a completely different, person in completely different shape. You do the work, you train, you show up different. And I think it's almost like Spirit has this warning where it's like you do deserve what it is that you desire. And the potential that you saw in this connection is what you deserve and is also possible for you. But this connection as it stands right now and where this person is at, they're not capable of being what it is that you deserve. It's not that there's not a desire, but you don't just deserve somebody who desires you or cares about you or loves you. That is bare minimum, Sagittarius. You deserve somebody who is capable of that, who is doing the work and is showing up to love you well. There's a huge difference between being loved and being loved well. Being loved is bare minimum. Being loved well is somebody who is willing to do the work to make that happen. And, I think that, yes, they have regrets. Yes, they want a second chance, things of that nature. But you have to ask yourself, do I want this person the way that they are? Do I want this person only if they're able to be the person that I want them to be, right? Because that's when we have to get in tune with, am I investing in this person for who they are? Or am I investing in them for potential? Because when we start to invest in people for their potential, not the potential of, because we're all going to grow and heal, but the potential of them changing, that's where we start setting ourselves up for heartbreak, and we start getting into cycles where we hope somebody's going to change and then get hurt when they don't. And I feel like Spirit is trying to make you very aware of that cycle, because this cycle is actually blocking you from what you're looking for in this connection in the first place. Like, you can still have that, but you're looking for it in somebody who isn't capable of being that as things stand right now. So I feel like Spirit has yes, it's yes, they want a second chance, but have they done the work, right? And just approaching that from making sure that you're setting your boundaries and you're being honest about what it is that you need, especially if you haven't done that in the past. That's going to be so important for you. Standing tall in your truth, being honest about what it is that you deserve and what it is that you need, and ultimately not, settling for anything less than that, because you deserve somebody, who, and everybody makes mistakes, right? Everybody makes mistakes, and it's okay to make mistakes. It's human to make mistakes. But remember, and I'm going to say this, and it's so important for somebody to hear, maybe to also heal. The only real apology is changed behavior. Apologies without changed behavior are just manipulation, okay? And we have to understand that when somebody has a desire to be in our life, that desire comes with this understanding that they are responsible for their actions, decisions, and behavior toward us, just as much as we are responsible for ours toward them. So I just feel like it's really important that be brought through. All right, in between this connection, you do have divine timing with synchronicity. I'm going to dive deeper into this, looking at the deeper purpose of the connection and the best way for you to move forward in alignment with your higher self. Thank you so much, Sagittarius, as always, for your support of my channel. I do obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you. Oh, the information for that extended reading is in the description box or caption below. I forgot to mention that. Thank you so much, as always, for your support of my channel. I obviously hope that this helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing, and I'm wishing you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Sagittarius.